Those chairs kind of kick you back a little bit too, man.
Yeah,
So
you're sitting. Yours looks like it's sit. You're sitting in an odd.
Okay, yeah, we got audio.
On YouTube?
Yes.
You good?
Then go check Facebook once she hits go. So what we do, I need a Scott. We got 3, right?
I got 3. Yep.
So your last name, Jeremy.
Buchanan.
That's easy.
Yep.
Is there going to be a Buchanan bourbon?
Man, I'm sure the Buchanan Scotch would not love that. I wouldn't mind. So the Hartfields are my grandfather's grandfather. So my grandfather, my dad's side. So it is a family name. But yeah, we've toyed around with the idea of putting out a Buchanan bourbon too.
How's the noise
Yeah.
canceling?
Or do like a special release of it or something. Yeah, just a different label.
Yeah.
Are we live? Did you check Facebook? So you got good.
This is good because we don't get to talk much about you and the brand, so it's good to get you guys on here so people know what it is. Because you're in northeast Kentucky, right?
Yeah, just about 40 minutes north of Lexington. So
Okay.
yeah, we still call it Central Kentucky, but
Did we stop this at one point?
yeah, it's on the northern side of Central Kentucky for sure.
So the town you're in is
Paris.
Paris. So that's near Paris, like other major cities, other than
And
Lexington.
yeah, Lexington's the biggest. We're 20 minutes from Maysville.
Okay.
I don't know.
My daughter went to her first 4 years of school. She went to Moorhead,
Okay.
and then now she's in her last 4 years at Ohio State. Veterinarian. So
Yeah, we're about 40 minutes from Moorhead too.
yeah,
So,
I love that area.
yeah, that's Paris is awesome. And Bourbon County just
Can you hear
it's
what
all
we're
horse
saying?
farms now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, when we went down, I
There's a
remember
lot of noise.
we've been on different.
All right, on Facebook. Okay,
different,
so this should be
college
Facebook.
tours. We went to
How's that going? Does that sound better?
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're trying to get better for Facebook.
yeah, Moorhead's a cool school.
Really? This noise cancellation on Facebook is rough, right? But you can hear what I'm saying, right? Okay.
All right.
So guys, on this one here, you want to hold that, Chris.
The little one?
And then when we're talking, we want to hold it up closer so you can hear me. You can hear me pretty good?
These are the mics.
Must be.
Okay, so we're not clipping them on.
I think we're just gonna hold them and talk over these.
Hey, Rachel.
Can you hear me?
So YouTube was good, right? All right. So Facebook, let's see. Wait, I think there's different levels. Hold on. How about that? So I'm trying. This is 1. Is that better? I'm listening. When I say this is 1, did that get better? No? Okay, let's try 2. Hit yours on. No, not that one. That one's working just fine.
Okay.
Just hold that. It's this one. This one is
one?
on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
We're good. This one's the Facebook one. We're both on 2.
All right.
How's that? So the little microphone should be right there. So we just should whatever.
Yeah. Can you-
So we'll do that.
You
We'll
getting
do our
anything there?
best. All right. So we're ready. We're getting
Yeah, we
ready
tried
to
new mics because the, like, little stick
do our
yeah.
podcast with Jeremy
They just
Buchanan
won't
live
pick up,
from
especially out
the
the
Kentucky
woods.
Bourbon or
That's the
from the
problem. You get a lot of
Kentucky
noise and-
Bourbon on the Banks, and we're down by the river, and we're gonna get going. So what we do is I'm gonna start this recording, and there's about a 54-second ad. You'll hear some music, and when the music's over, we'll get going, and we'll take about 15 minutes and talk about everything that you were brought, and
Yeah.
drink a little whiskey, and
I'll give you this when you talk.
yeah. All right, so we're gonna start right now.
This will pick up anyway. This will be for the actual podcast. This is for the live.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're live on Facebook and YouTube.
What's the smoothest bourbon?
The most
Smoothest?
I'd
Oh,
like to
boy.
say the easiest. There's lots of different bourbons that are easy. But if you're talking easy, when you get into a proof about between 84 and 94, right there, that's usually a good starting point. Yeah,
And
as
maybe
far as
something more like a weeded
Yeah,
A weeded profile is going to give it a little.
What's your
softer.
easiest bourbon?
Rye will give it a little more spice.
Yeah, that Old Bourbon County right there, it's actually 110
Yeah.
proof, but it's super soft on the palate.
This is Rachel.
Yeah, we're gonna taste that.
That's really good.
So you guys have a radio show that you sit and drink bourbon.
We yes, and talk to
And-
people like Jeremy
Yeah.
for the podcast.
That's a job.
It doesn't pay anything. It's just fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Give me a job. Can't you get what are those called? Subscribers?
Yeah, well, you get some, but not like it's not crazy or
That's
anything.
fun.
Yeah.
It definitely beats the alternative, right? So, but yeah, tell her try this. So when you go down, Jeremy's booth is all the way down on the right. It'll be pretty far down, and you'll see his bottles. But that one right there is really smooth, and it's got a nice sweetness to it. A little bit of honey. It's good. Yep.
The fun of the festival.
What
Yeah.
did you say?
Yeah, the lady, she was standing right in front of the
Good
camera.
thing we have a bouncer here.
She was yeah, we do have a bouncer. There's no doubt.
You did your jingle.
So, it's a kid that used to work for Luca Mariano.
Yeah, really.
And so Jeff said something to him one time about doing it, and he did it. And we were like,
Hell yeah, bro.
shit.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
He's recording all that himself, mastering everything.
he did it all.
Awesome.
I mean,
All right. Welcome back to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys here live on which river are we on?
the one that goes through Frankfurt.
Yeah, I think is it the Kentucky? Yeah, it's the Kentucky River down here in Frankfurt at Bourbon on the Banks. This podcast, we're live, Facebook, YouTube, everybody, and it's pretty special. CT.
It's special. It's a great event, but it's really nice out. I mean, it's about 81 degrees. Considering last week at this time we were all trying to get to higher ground and everything else, so it's nice to be able to have everybody out enjoying the elements, but also the bourbon is incredible today. So gotta love it.
Yeah, you do the introductions. That's
Hey,
you.
I'll introduce. So our guest today, and Jeremy is no stranger to us. We see him a lot. He's at all the festivals, but this is our first time of actually getting you on.
Yeah.
So we're excited to have you here.
Yes, I'd be
Hartfield is a brand that I think that people need to know about, and but you tell the story of what got you going, and tell us a little bit about the brand.
Yeah, so I grew up in Bourbon County. It's where bourbon whiskey gets its namesake. It's arguably, allegedly, the birthplace of the spirit, right? So Bourbon County once stretched over about a fifth of the state. You can see that little map there on the back of our bottle, the brand Old Bourbon County. So grew up there in the county. There were 26 distilleries in Bourbon County before Prohibition, and they all closed once Prohibition hit in 1919. A lot of that history, the culture of bourbon production was lost in Bourbon County. So I had no idea about any of that stuff growing up in the county.
Mm-hmm.
My brother and I got into college, got into to bourbon, and started learning some of those facts. And man, just blew our minds that there were no distilleries in Bourbon County. So about 10 years ago, we rectified that situation, opened the distillery, and we're the first ones to legally distill bourbon made in Bourbon County proper in about 95 years.
Yeah, it's an awesome story, and it's nice to have that back to the heritage of that county.
Absolutely.
So when you say you got into bourbon, so like when Jeff and I got into bourbon,
Yeah.
it was because we were drinking it. Were
Yeah.
you drinking it? Were you working on a distillate? What was getting into bourbon?
Yeah. No, initially just like my foray into whiskey, just like a lot of people, just like Jack Daniels or Wild Turkey 101. Not that there's anything wrong with those brands, but just wasn't really drinking for flavor or judging the whiskey. Just trying to drink it down as fast as possible as a youngster. But I just got into college and became of legal drinking age and got more of appreciation for what I was consuming. And then just really, the bug bit me and really just got more and more into it. Of course, during, the last 20 years, the industry has just absolutely exploded. And there's so many amazing brands out and so much great bourbon that's available now. So just a good time to start to get bit by the bourbon bug. But yeah, then started learning about the history of Bourbon County, and my big brother started moonshining in his basement.
Oh, well, moonshine in itself is great. Be able to do that, to take it to that level and start that way. I mean, we always talk about people like Alan Bishop that are,
Right.
incredible at doing that craft.
Right.
But it's truly special. But the heritage that you have to go behind the bottle is pretty cool as well. So, So 10 years. You've been around 10 years.
Yeah.
What is what's going on now? How many different products are you bringing out? What's the map right now look like?
Yes, good CD. So we got started, and we infringed on another company's copyright. So there's a joke in the industry: if you haven't been sued by Sazerac, just give it a few months. So we got a cease and desist. Around that time, my aunt was doing some genealogy work and just said, "Hey, did you know that your grandfather's grandfather was a man named Isaac Hartfield, and he and his brother Leopold immigrated from Germany to Kentucky, fought the Revolutionary War, got a land grant in the state, and then started a distillery in 1865." We're just like, man, just learning this heritage about our own family, and so we're trying to find a new name, and decided to name the company after our ancestor Isaac and Leopold Hartfield. And so we have a line of bourbons in the Hartfield branding. So those Hartfield bourbons, we call it pre-prohibition style. We have a really unique 500-gallon batch still. It's got a simple 2-plate column, really efficient hybrid still. But so for that pre-prohibition style, we do single pass distilling. It leaves a lot of that natural grain flavor in the white spirit. And then we age that in a smaller barrel, so it ages up at like 13 months. It really leaves a lot of that grain flavor in the that pre-prohibition style. So super unique, very grain forward, a lot of complexity in the flavor profile. I wouldn't call it like balanced,
right?
But I mean, I'm convinced that that's a lot more like what bourbon tasted like in 1865.
Somebody that's gonna like that older type distillate.
You got
to enjoy that.
Yeah.
Is that your bottle? That's the smaller.
Yeah, the smaller bottles with the Hartfield label. Yeah, both of those are. There's one that's 62 corn, 19 rye, 19 malted barley. The other one's a wheated. So we do a super unique 2-grain, 80% corn, 20% malted wheat. So and then just last year at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, we put out the Old Bourbon County brand. We really wanted something that represented those 26 distilleries that were active in Bourbon County before Prohibition, just their stories. And released that. It's a
so
more
this is
modern
batch
style.
3, right?
Yeah,
so that was batch 1 last year.
You got it.
Okay.
Yep. So we do these in super small batches, and the small batches in 110 proof. It's really lovely wheated bourbon though. 70 corn, 20 wheat, 10% malted barley. Just amazingly sweet, soft on the palate, even at 110 proof. And then this year for KBF, we released the single barrel cast strength version of that. So those are dropping out of the barrel right now around 122, 123 proof.
Yeah, this and we're gonna drink it here in a minute, but I will say that probably is a flavor profile, and we talked about a little bit ago when I drank it. Super sweet, had this great honey note, and just was amazing to drink. But then finished with a little bit of that allspice pepper, just enough to coat your tongue to give you a little bit of a, hey, I'm here. I'm here. And I think that's what separates that bottle for me against a lot of just other brands, small batches. A lot of small batches don't have that. You get done and it goes away.
Yeah, right.
So I'm excited to try the single barrel. So why don't we start?
So it's a sweet corn, right? You use sweet corn.
Yeah, right.
So sweet corn is not always used for whiskey, correct? Because of the cost.
Right.
Because sweet corn is what people eat.
Right.
And to make it into whiskey isn't what normally happens. You can sell it as per corn per cob, right?
Right, that's right.
So, but tell us a little bit about why you use sweet corn and where you get your sweet corn.
Yeah, so all the corn is sourced from a 3-county radius, right? So, one of the amazing things about being a small craft distillery, we have relationships with the farmers. We can, kind of get that sense of terroir, and so it all comes from Fayette, Scott, and Bourbon County. We use a local miller in Georgetown called Highlander Feed, and so yeah, man, it just using local ingredients. We really some weird things going on in the world affected grain prices all over the place. It really doesn't affect us at all because we know the growers, but. Just convinced
That's
that
great.
when you keep things hyper local like that, it just makes a better, more unique product.
Yeah.
Nice nose. I really
Thank you.
love the sweetness of it.
Yeah.
You definitely can taste or smell the corn. There's no doubt about it that that's there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like a sweet corn.
Yeah,
like a
of course.
cornbread. Like
More like there's like an aspect of like if you poured caramel over cream corn.
Yeah.
that sounds
That's
awful.
it does it to me, man.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Yeah, but you're saying cream corn. I definitely get some notes of that in the nose. I don't know if I've ever picked that up before.
That is very, very
Super approachable.
yes. And what you this is 110
110
right?
proof.
And I'm telling you, when she was asking, that's their favorite. What's the smoothest?
Right.
Yeah.
I always, the word smooth as a podcaster is against the law. So I say easy
Mm-hmm.
and silky.
Yeah.
And you're definitely on for 110 proof. This is easy.
It's
You
got some
get,
viscosity to
it's
it.
very, very palate pleasing. There's a nice palate pleasing aspect of it.
And I like that.
There's a little bit of
finish.
a little bit of pepper on that back palate. That's
Yeah.
a little just bit of spice, but not too much.
Yeah.
And then the finish, we're like getting into like a caramel corn almost, right?
Yeah.
More like
That corn comes back around where it
not
was on
like
the
caramel
nose.
popcorn, but more like caramel poured over a corn cob.
Right.
Caramel corn.
Yeah, so one of the things that I really love about bourbon, same way with my wines, like I just love a finish that sort of lingers on the tongue forever. And man, this one has a world-class finish to me. I mean, it just really sits on the palate. That nice pepper spice just hangs right around the middle of my tongue.
Yeah, the fact that, because we talk about finishes and stuff when we do our barrel bashing and so forth, but finishes sometimes can just go to the back and they're done.
Right.
And the flavor may linger.
Yeah.
This absolutely stays on your tongue
It does.
after that drink for a good minute,
Yeah.
2 minutes,
Yeah.
and then still has the back end finish.
Right.
Now this one, opposed to the next, that's a single barrel, and this is your
Yeah, small
it's
batch.
just small
Yep.
batch.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, most of the time when we are drinking small batches, because as a podcast we're drinking the cask strengths in the single barrel.
Jamie, I got your hat.
Yeah, there's a
I brought your hat. Yes.
Jamie. Why were you on radio silence? Yeah, you were going to be here. We're going to be here. I thought you'd be texting me all over the place. Well, you can now make live comments now that we're on the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
How did you not know we would be here?
I knew you were going to be here.
You didn't know you were going to be here
I knew
until.
I was going to be here.
So then, how did we were on radio silence?
I've been. I never.
I don't
where
know
Jamie's
either.
gonna be.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know where I am right now. So,
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Jamie, we'll
Well,
see
we
you
get some
in a bit.
nuggets too, bro. Come on, let's go.
So
Master distiller?
Oh, yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, owner, master distiller, janitor,
Janitor, yeah, everything.
yeah, Mr. Clean, whatever it is, you got to do it all.
Whatever you need. Yeah, come see me.
he goes around and takes podcasts with takes pictures with every master distiller,
that's
and
right.
he's everywhere. And
So
yeah,
now, when you come back to that after you haven't smelled it in a while, that nose changes a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it
like
opens up a little.
there's a sweet, almost like a confectioner sugar that comes around on
Oh
that.
yeah, I get like this nice, like that pink bubble gum.
Yeah,
It's almost like smelling that powdery wrapper.
yeah. The nose got really
Really
unique.
sweet.
Yeah. It's funny. I was doing a bottle the other day, and I was drinking it, and I stopped and slowed down and drank a small drink, smelled it, drank a small drink, smelled it, and like noted everything that changed while I was doing it. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes people, like you said when you were younger, that you would drink it just to drink it, and there's a lot of people that do that. But
Yeah.
when you slow down and you take small sips and you smell, you pick up in one glass like that changes so much.
So old number 55, okay, is in Indiana. They produce a sweet corn bourbon.
Okay.
And I'm thinking I'm becoming a really big fan of sweet. So we also Spirit of French Lick. They respect the grain. A lot of time they're respecting the rye, the wheat, the barley, not the corn.
Right.
You know, you don't think of corn as a grain.
Right.
You think of it more as the you know what adds to all the flavor.
Yeah,
but
the
in this
substance.
case, you respect the corn.
Right.
Like the corn has come through,
Yeah,
right? Don't
yeah.
you agree?
No, 100%. I mean,
I mean, sweet corn now. I mean, that's gotta cut down on profitability a little bit.
yeah. Well,
But you're just making
product's
really, really good bourbon. Right?
yeah. Well, that's. I mean, that's you know, if you're gonna be a craft distillery, be a craft distillery, right? So, we're craft in the truest sense, not just small,
Yeah.
but we really are handcrafting this thing, putting our heart and our soul into it, and trying different things that you know may
any
not be
other
profitable for other
experiments
folks
with
to
corn?
try.
Tried any blue corn or anything? Have you tried any other types?
Yeah, we've done a few kind of limited experiments with corn. We really try a lot of different grains too. So that you know, the pre-pro with 80% corn, 20% malted wheat. You know, not a lot of folks are using wheat malt in you know, in a bourbon. And
So what does a malted wheat do? What give me a flavor profile? What's it do?
So you know, obviously wheat is a very soft, lot softer than rye. You know, it brings out some of the sweetness from the corn. When you malt it, it almost like you know, kind of caramelizes that flavor, and so that pre-prohibition style with the malted wheat has like a really nice kind of candied or caramelized note to it there, and then it brings out this really nice cinnamon quality as well that's not there if you don't use that wheat malt.
Well, you're right. You don't hear of malted wheat a lot.
You don't.
It's not something that people are like, oh yeah, malted wheat. You know, it's very, very uncommon. So that's good
So
to
you're
know.
pouring the next one.
Yeah, let's go to this one. I needed a little.
I want a half ounce pour.
You want a half ounce pour?
Oh, here it comes.
Let's get the day started right.
Good.
Yeah, what do we hit? We hit 3 o'clock now, so
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a half.
it's 4 o'clock somewhere.
I know.
Half ounce pour it is times 3.
You guys need an on the air.
Yeah,
On the other side.
that's the new thing. You
Oh, I
got it.
should bring this.
He's got one.
Yeah,
It's up here somewhere. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, there it is.
On air.
We need to put it up here on the thing.
Yeah, I have it. So, anyways,
Okay.
all right.
This is
Here we
different.
go. Now this is your single barrel.
This is
correct?
single barrel. So as we're building the batches for these, we taste through the barrels to really get a nice blend. But we always try to identify one for single barrel, one or two that we set aside for single barrel.
It's awesome.
Yes, this one came in 122.2 proof. Again, it's a high proof, but dude, it drinks so low.
It's smelling like this one is roasted corn on the cob.
Okay.
I mean, oh my
But
god.
there's a
with
maple-
butter.
There's almost
There's
like a,
with butter.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a sweet, almost maple or something there.
Yeah. I get some
Super nice.
some maple and some caramel in there.
Ooh, wow. So different.
There you go.
Yeah,
I mean, from what that is, this one hits you in the front of the tongue
it does.
and just kind of falls right down and is there the whole way.
Yeah.
Coats the palate and that sweetness comes in. Holy crap!
At 122.2, it's about as
That sweetness
That's beautiful.
towards the end is
that's actually
incredible.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Eloquent. You pick up still that sweet. Like I said, I'm a fan of sweet corn
Yeah.
bourbon.
Thank you.
I mean, it makes sense.
That's really good. I mean, I like the other one too, but this is fantastic.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
So how many single barrels do you figure you're doing now? Like, what's your in a given year right now? Are you doing a lot of single barrels?
So
Or are you allowing people to come in and do picks?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Old Bourbon County as a brand is really landing well. It's selling well in the markets we're in, and we're really pushing single barrels right now for sure. Doing barrel picks with clubs and stores. So Yeah, I mean we're on pace to do 30 or 40 this year.
Oh, that's great.
And we'll
If you leave that single barrel, we'll barrel bash this, and I'm gonna say,
please.
as far as a nose, I think
Yeah.
I'm smelling this, and I think this is the best nose I've ever smelled. I've had a lot of, I've smelled a lot, but I just want to keep smelling it.
It's got a great.
It's unbelievable. And there's even it's got this, you can tell it, and then there's a graham cracker aspect.
I think that's where that maple molasses kind of note I'm getting is coming out of. So for people watching, listening, price point. So if somebody walks into Kentucky, because obviously you can't get in Ohio, I don't believe we're
not in
not
Ohio,
yet.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there one day.
And let's talk and let's get this in Ohio. So price points, what are we at?
Yeah, so the small batch 110 proof is $65 on the shelf. The MSRP for the single barrel is $85.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's a
Nice.
great single barrel.
Especially folks, sweet corn is not the normal corn that people use for making bourbon, and there's an extra added expense to using sweet corn. There's no doubt about it, but the flavor that's coming off of this is amazing. I actually, at one point, you almost get a buttery smell. There's there's butter on it, and it's just like. Yeah. It's just very, very unique and delicious at the same time. I'm not saying everybody it's gonna, but this is a if you're looking for something a little bit different, right?
Well, yeah, because
that's what it is. And if you're talking about easy, even at 122 points,
Man.
I mean 122, it's still very, very
it's an easy drinker for sure.
I mean, it goes down.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I
appreciate it.
I'm a big fan. The other thing that I'm liking about this is that one thing we're not focused on right now is we're not talking about years, age. We're drinking something and deciding whether we like it or not based on what it tastes like in the glass.
Right.
And I think that's important for a lot of people because people a lot of times will pick up something and it has to be a certain age.
Sure.
Oh, it's got to be 8. It's got to be 10. And they'll bypass good product that may taste good because it doesn't have an age statement that meets what they think that they're supposed to like.
But I just think recognizability, like coming to Bourbon on the Banks, right? You got to come to Bourbon on the Banks, or you got to go to Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and you got to try. You guys are where you're at. You got to try the bourbons that you haven't tried, so that when you're looking at all these selections on the shelf, you have some name recognition.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the goal, right?
Yeah. So while we wrap up, talk about what's coming. This new bottle that is 2 weeks away.
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
So let's talk about that. Before we wrap
so
up.
October we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the return to Bourbon County, and so we're having a little shindig at the distillery. We'll be releasing 9 barrels of 9-year-old, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So we're calling it the Hartfield Family Reserve. Beautiful flask style bottle, decanter style bottle.
Awesome.
Yeah. The bottle is just absolutely gorgeous, and those will be available for purchase. Available right now. Pre-sales online, and we'll be releasing that 9-year for the 10-year anniversary of the distillery.
Wow, so the bottle is really cool. So, honest opinion for people that don't know, how good is it? We just drank 2 that are really good.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really better?
That 9-year special, man.
Oh,
yeah.
I gotta have it. Perfect.
Yeah, we wanted to. We were intending to release it at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival this year. Had a little bit of hold up with the bottle has the Hartfield family crest. We had an artist redraw it, and so it's actually printed in gold on the front of the bottle. But the printers ran into a snag, and so we had a delay in production. So we missed our deadline for Kentucky Bourbon Festival a couple weeks ago, which was a bummer. But the great news is we'll have all those bottles we would have sold out. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to try that because if it's better than this, and you're like you say, if it's special, and these are, in my opinion, stand out. They're nice. So
so that I respect that because we just did a pick through someplace, and it was a brand new brand that hadn't been released, and the printer issues delayed that for like 4 months.
Right.
And it was just like, we were just trying to deal with that. But so I respect that. You got to get those. People in the industry don't know. The label's the most important thing. The label is what the government uses for slapping on the bottles for taxation and everything, and that's the whole thing.
Any
the
change
label,
to it has to go right back.
Right. It has to be legit. It has to be approved, but then it has to be printed.
Right.
And sometimes there's printing delays, which delay the release. And that's, as an owner and distiller, all about that, right?
You got it, man. You got it.
Yeah. So anyways, but one thing that I will say is that there's issues, but sometimes they happen for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're gonna have a big a launch there, right?
That's
coming up.
Yeah. So October 26th at the distillery. We'll be doing it from 2 to 4 o'clock. Will kind of be the official we'll be doing some blabbing about history and all that good stuff, but. We'll have some
to my calendar.
Add it to your calendar. We'll do light hors d'oeuvres there at the distillery, and we'll be cracking open some of those 9-year bottles, the first barrel.
What is the actual night of the 26th?
That's a Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Oh my God!
What time is it?
2 to 4 is the official
have
event
ability to make that.
All right, man. Well, I'd love to have you guys down.
It's just like me and my wife have become. So we have adult children, but then we've had grandkids where they lived with us and they didn't, and then more and more. But this has been the last 7 weeks. I've been grandkid free, and I've been gone 6 of the 7 weeks. It just straight one after and the other.
Right.
Yeah. And I think from Ohio, it's just shoot down to Maysville, go across.
You come right down, about 30 minutes. No, we're 30 minutes south of Maysville in Paris, but it's an easy jog down.
If I go to Augusta tomorrow, I can swing up before Maysville and hit you.
Yeah. So we're south of Augusta, but yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you guys
taking time out of it, because again, this is what you get at the festival. You get people like Jeremy at his distillery tent, serving pours, talking to people. I think that's what makes these festivals amazing. Is that they can talk to the people, not some random person that can't tell you anything about what's in the bottle. You guys do a great job, and I'm glad we finally got to get you on. So this is a good time, and I'm excited for that October release.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it, guys.
All right. www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Glen Parents, that's where we usually t-shirts. We got them available here at the festival of both, and then also
I like that one a lot. That one's like, now I'm like,
and X, and then all the major podcast formats, Apple, iHeart, and Spotify, and just remember.
Great juice, great
good
price.
whiskey equals good times and good friends, and make sure you live your life uncut and unfiltered, and little Steve-O will take us out.
that was delicious, man.
Let's see what I did. Okay.
All right, Jeff, we can let him get out of here, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd like to get back. Jeremy, thanks.
Yeah, appreciate it,
the
man.
hell out of
we'd
you.
love to have you guys down at the distillery.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm seriously gonna try to make that happen. It's a Saturday afternoon. That's not a bad trip. It'll be nice.
Yeah. No,
Getting into that fall time of year too. That'll work out really good.
You guys feel free to keep that bottle, man, for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna set these down so people don't think they're. We'll set them back here so people don't think they're drinking.
Right. Steven's coming in. Yeah. All right. Thanks for joining Facebook and YouTube, everybody.